Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. You're here with AJ. I'm one of the co-hosts here, and today we're going to talk about Bitcoin and what's going on with the DXY as well, because there is some bullish things happening on the DXY for crypto. So getting straight on into it, but before we get into it, please make sure you smash a like on this video. It really helps the channel out, it really helps me out, and I really do appreciate it. So jumping straight on into the charts, then we can see that Bitcoin is pushing towards the upside. We are finally getting some volatility coming into the market. And it looks to be some nice bullish price action towards the upside. So as we can see, we have now broken above this range that we have been in since the 14th of September, technically the 13th of September. So around the 13th of September, we have been within this range, ranging between 18,000 approximately and $20,500 approximately. We finally broken above that. And if you did watch yesterday, you will have known that I did enter a short position. That short position was entered right here at this cluster of resistance because for me, we were still looking bearish with that DXY still having that higher high, which is, of course, bullish for the DXY, but bearish for the crypto market. So for me, it was just looking a little bit more bearish unless we could break above this resistance here. So I entered a short like I did back here, which played out nicely, and this one played out nicely as well. But, you can never, ever win every single trade. So unfortunately, I did have to close this trade at approximately $20,600 because we did actually break this golden pocket here. So we've had around 3 or 4, I think, winning trades recently. So, I'm not surprised that we've come into a losing trade. Losing trades do happen, and losing trades are what help you learn. So you just got to make sure that these losing trades do not get to you and you learn from them, and you go from there. So right now I have exited that position. I did exit that position, and I mentioned it over on Twitter as well when we did break towards the upside of this golden pocket. And as you can see, as a result of breaking towards the upside, we are seeing the price continue to push towards the upside, and we did actually hit just over $21,000. Now, if we can hold this previous resistance as support, so this cluster of resistance, the golden pocket, the horizontal level, if we can now hold this as support because we are now above it, then there is a pretty high chance that we could see the price continue towards the upside. That is something that is very possible, a very possible scenario. And this is something that happened here. We didn't actually retest it as support, but we did get a break towards the upside, and we did see the price come up to the next cluster of resistance, which we shorted as well. So I am still looking for another short position, and the next short position I will be looking at is the price to come up to this next resistance level here. If we do come up to this next major resistance level here, I will most likely be firing a short position there as well, because for me, I do still think we are just the market sentiment is just still very bearish, and I would just consider this being a bear market rally towards the upside. And I could be wrong, but for me, still, if we're having a look at this daily chart here, we're still not getting that big spike in volume. The volume is coming, yes, it is coming, but we're still not seeing that massive spike in volume. You want to see a big spike in volume higher than all of this previous volume that has come in here. So for me, until that happens, I am going to stay, I'm going to swing more bearish than bullish. But that's my plan for now. I'm going to sit on the sidelines and wait to see if the price can come up to this level here, because there is actually a possibility that we may not hold this level as support. If we do come and retest it and we lose that, there is a possibility that we could come back down to that value area low. So we just have to be aware of that as well. But if we do come and retest it, we do get a nice bounce off of it, there is a pretty high likelihood that we could see the price come up to this next cluster of resistance here, where we could, if we did bounce off of this support level here, this previous resistance now support, we could actually fire in a long position and take that long position up to this major resistance level here, where I would then most likely take some profits and then fire in a short and see where the price goes from there, because this is a major cluster of resistance. We have Um, we have this major resistance level coming in here. So you can see resistance here, resistance before the break up. And after the break up towards the upside, we used it as support. Okay, we've broken back down, used it as resistance, got rejected there. Support, support here, and resistance here. So it's a very, very critical level between the sort of $22,600 level and $22,900 level. We also have that Fibonacci golden pocket coming in from from this swing low here to this pivot high here, and that is a very, very sorry, not that Fibonacci, sorry, from the high. Where's it coming in? So it's coming in from the high to the low. Sorry, not from the low to the high. It's coming in from the high to the low. So that is going to be a major cluster of resistance there. We also have the previous high there that's coming in as well. So that's why I would short this area here and take profits on that long if I were to enter that long position. But I would only enter that long position if we were to get a retest of this support here. This support and get a clean bounce off of that level, and then I would expect the price to come up to this cluster of resistance. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. We are looking bullish in that shorter term. Taking a look at the DXY, we can see that the DXY looks as though it wants to form some sort of downtrend. We can see that we have now got lower highs, as you see there, and we are actually coming in to form a lower low. So we have our previous higher low there, and now we're coming in to make a lower low because we have actually broken below that previous higher low right there. So the DXY is looking bullish for the crypto market. Well, the DXY is looking bearish, but but this, of course, is bullish for the traditional and the crypto market. Now, for me, I'm still not happy that the DXY has stopped its move towards the upside. Yes, we're getting these signs, but we could potentially see some sort of triangle pattern that could form, maybe something that could look like that. We could use that as support, bounce towards the upside, maybe even break resistance and see the price of the DXY actually climb even higher. But that is yet to be decided. So we're going to have to wait for the DXY to establish its new lower low, because, as I said, it has broken this previous high low. So we're now looking to form a downtrend, but we'll have to see where it goes from there. We need to wait for that DXY to form that lower low. And then we can go from there and see what the scenario is looking like when we get to that stage. But right now for Bitcoin, we are looking fairly bullish. We are actually getting some bearish divergences if we do just pull up the RSI. So we are getting higher highs on the on the 1 hour. We're getting higher highs on the 1 hour, but on the RSI we are getting lower lows. So if you are thinking about FOMOing in to a long position now because we are breaking resistance, I would wait. I would be very cautious if you are entering longs now. For me, I would be entering a long now because you are FOMOing into the pump. What I would wait for is a retracement. So what we can see here is we can see that the price is actually forming a bearish divergence. We're getting price action towards the upside and momentum towards the downside on the RSI. This is a very clear bearish divergence, and I would expect the price to pull back maybe in the shorter term, having a retest of this previous resistance as support and then potentially bouncing off that level, and then we could see the price go higher. So that's what I'll be looking at in the shorter term. Right now I am just holding off. I'm sitting on the sidelines, but I am now looking for a long position. I was looking for a short, that has failed, but now I'm looking for a longs because we've broken above that resistance. But what I want to see is the price come down and retest that previous resistance as support and get a nice bounce off it before even thinking about entering a long position. But as I said, right now we're forming that bearish divergence, so I'm expecting the price, maybe it could have a little push towards the upside again, but initially I do think a pullback is going to happen, and that pullback could we could see the price retesting this previous resistance as support. If we get a bounce, then I would fire that long, looking to take profit at this next major cluster of resistance up here, where I would most likely take profits and be looking to enter a short, because that is a major cluster of resistance as well. So that's what I am looking at for Bitcoin right now. We're finally breaking that range. If we go to back to the daily, let's open up the Bollinger Bands. We can actually see we are breaking towards the upside of the Bollinger Band. So if we can get some more volume in, then it's looking very, very bullish in the longer term for Bitcoin as well. Sorry, in the medium term as well for Bitcoin. So yeah, it's looking good right now, but I would just be cautious if you are getting into longs now. I would wait for a little retracement before entering any longs and bouncing off previous resistances as support before entering a long, because right now, if you are entering longs here, you are FOMOing into that, and we could actually see the price pull back. And that is what the 1 hour chart is indicating to me. A little pullback is necessary for us to continue this bullish momentum towards the upside. Crypto Invest, nice to see you back. Good day, everyone. Rising wedge on the Bitcoin 1 hour, a bit outside of it at the top. Okay, so let's zoom into this 1 hour then. Where are you looking, sort of time frame wise? Rising wedge. What time frame? What date from? What date from are you looking at this rising wedge? On the 1 hour, I'm on the 1 hour here. I don't see any rising wedge. Maybe, maybe you're seeing it a bit better than me. I don't know if you're lining up any of these here. But yeah, let me know. Put the sort of time frame, the dates of when it started, and what dates it's touching that resistance level as well, because then I can draw that up for you as well. But yeah, initially on the 1 hour, I do think we are going to get a bit of a pullback back down to this cluster of resistance here, or previous resistance, now support, and then we can see a continuation towards the upside. Because if we have a look at the RSI as well, the RSI is incredibly overextended on the 1 hour chart. And if we go to the 4 hour as well, bring up that RSI, where is it? Here we go. Bring up that RSI as well. That's incredibly overextended as well. So a little pullback, I think, is necessary before we can continue to push towards the upside. The 23rd at 15 p.m. So 3 o'clock. I'm guessing you mean. So I'm guessing you mean the 23rd of October. So from here, yeah. So sort of what I was looking at potentially is what you are looking at. Let me draw that in. So is this what you're looking at here? Let me know. Sort of something like this. As we can see, we've got the test of the resistance here. And as you said, we've got a little break towards the upside, and the support has been perfectly tested as well. So if that's what you're looking at, then that's the top line, and the bottom line starts at the 25th, 10 a.m. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So this is looking good as well. Yes, we have this rising wedge. Normally they are bearish, but they can also break towards the upside. And you can see that we are breaking towards the upside. We are getting that push. Now, what I would like to see is, as I've said, we're getting this bearish divergence. So if we could maybe have a little push again towards the upside, but then maybe retest this level, previous resistance here, use that as support, and then we can get that bounce towards the upside. That's what I would be looking at. I do think to continue this push towards the upside, we do need to have a slight pullback before pushing again towards the upside. If we do continue to push towards the upside, I think if we just let's go to the previous example. So if we do come and look at this example here, if we do just push towards the upside, continue to push towards the upside, what we saw a big rejection from this level, and we saw the price just push to see a major rejection and tank straight down. I think that the same thing could happen if we see this happen again. So if we come up to this, straight up to this resistance, I do think that we could see a pretty harsh rejection from that level. But if we can use this level as support, bounce off that, come up to this level, there's more of a chance that we could break above this level because, we have support coming in lower. But initially, I would still be looking at a short there. But for me, I do think, as I said, a little pullback before a push towards the upside is something that we need to continue this bullish momentum towards the upside. But it is looking good. We are getting that. We are getting this bullish volume coming in. I would like to see a bit more bullish volume for me to be more bullish in the sort of midterms, because I still think we could see lower if we can't get this bullish volume coming in. I want to see, as I said, a nice spike above sort of these previous levels of volume here. We got close to it right there, but I want to see a nice spike above it for me to be happy that we could actually see Bitcoin come up to 22,500, maybe even 25,000. We just need that volume to kick in. Otherwise, I don't think that could happen. I think we would see the price roll over and maybe come back and test this support level. But as of right now, looking good. And yeah, hopefully we can continue this bullish momentum towards the upside, but hopefully we can get that pullback, that bounce off the support, so we can enter those longs and then ride that long up to the next resistance level. Potential bounce area for the DXY. Okay, so for the DXY, I think it was on the 12 hour. So looking at the DXY, yes. So at 109.3, we have a level of support and resistance, previous resistance, which is now going to act as support. So for the DXY, this is where I would look at the price actually finding support. So as we can see on the screen right here, we have previous resistance there, previous resistance there, previous resistance there, break towards the upside, support before the breakdown. We had a slight deviation here where we didn't actually use that line as either support or resistance. But again, once we broke back above it, we used that level as support. So it's a previous support and resistance level. So I'd be looking at the price coming down, the DXY coming down to here, potentially getting a bounce off of that level. If we do break below it and retest it, get a rejection, then I think, yes, we could see lower as well. So that's the next level I'm looking at for the DXY, 109.3. That is going to be the next support level. But if we break that, I do think we could come down and see lower prices for the DXY as well, which will be incredibly bullish for the traditional market and the crypto market, of course, as well. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for the DXY. But yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this content. I hope it's helped you out. And please make sure you smash a like on this video. Really helps me out, really helps the channel out. I really do appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next live. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later.